Hey guys, how's it going? It's Philip with Trade Genius. I hope you guys are having an awesome trading week. Alts are back and a lot of opportunities out there. We've been killing it in the room as far as trades go. But one token I wanted to review with you guys today was Siacoin. And so basically what it is Sia is like a really decentralized storage, like cloud storage system, but I think vastly superior because it's really decentralized amongst nodes. So basically, in a nutshell, just so you guys understand it, if you aren't familiar with what SIA is, it's completely private. So what it does is it'll split apart your files, encrypt it, and distribute it across all of the SIA nodes. And so you hold the keys. So like a Bitcoin, you hold the keys. You're in control of your Bitcoin. Same for your files. So unlike traditional cloud storage providers, this is way more secure. And then affordability goes, it's like 10 times less expensive than what you would comparably pay on, say, like an Amazon S3 cloud storage service. So like 1 terabyte, according to CEO, is going to be about $2 per month versus around $23 for Amazon cloud storage. So you can see there's quite a bit of incentive to go that route. And then because it's on all these nodes, you're actually even more redundant than you would in a cloud storage situation. Because you've just got all these nodes everywhere, and it was open source, so it's not like some proprietary software, and you know, open source, peer reviewed, so you can know that your files are completely secure. And basically what you can do is you can people will compete so that they could renters or people that want to have file storage will pay for that storage in Siacoin. And then the marketplace kind of competes for data storage costs. So pretty interesting use case. It's actually a model that's being used. And again, I like to point to tokens and things that have a legitimate use. SIA definitely follows in that model. So what I wanted to do is show you guys the technicals on SIA itself. And if we spin over to the chart real quick. Now you can see this is a daily chart, guys. And as you can see, as with most alts, we've put in a nice bottom. Really what happened was, like with a lot of alts, we did this big climb. Now you see back here we did 1, 2, and then third push higher, and it topped out. And you also notice the RSI kept going down. So I like to look for 3 pushes, and that was a huge bearish divergence. So once you broke this trend line, you know, that was basically a sign for the bears to take over. Now you can see we have 1 push here, and we're working on 2. So what I would suggest, and we've traded this in the room successfully, but what I would suggest is you take a level like this. You notice how price kind of went up against this level and then it broke out. Ideally you would get a pullback here, and that would be really a sweet entry, I think. You've broken through this resistance over here, so that's, you know, that's going to be support. So part of the trick is going to be, you know, does it pull back? Does this become resistance, or does that become support? I mean, does this level become support, or does this level become support? So here or here. And part of that will be kind of determined by this move here. So if you take a look at, you measure this thrust up, you can go like this and take a look at a fib pullback, and you've got basically that level there at about 242. So somewhere in this area here, 242 to maybe even as low as 232, but somewhere in there roughly. If you could get a pullback, if this pulled back to that level, I think that's a kind of a no-brainer for a long. Now the only caveat to that, guys, would be if Bitcoin takes off, because if Bitcoin does do another leg higher, I think you're going to see a pullback in the alts across the board. So that would kind of trump that. So you kind of have to have that on your radar too. And we'll take a look at a Bitcoin chart here in a second. But as you can see, you know, don't chase it up here, guys. Don't want to chase. But like what happened here, you got to pull back, and then it resumed another leg higher. So looking for like that pullback, consolidation, and third leg higher. But until you see a definitive red candle on the daily on that move there, we won't know if this is going to be what the fib range will end up being for that. But keep an eye on that. Sia is probably going to do some things, and ultimately, a lot of these coins I think are going to ultimately retrace their big bear fib zones from when the alt bear market started middle of last year. And so I think, definitely we could see a run. Obviously, you can see there's a bunch of volume in here that it's going to have to munch through. But if it breaks through that, you could get up into this bear fib zone pretty easily, and you can see something like 483. So one to watch, guys, one to watch. All right, so I wanted to also cover Litecoin and Bitcoin. I know you guys are curious on Litecoin. Litecoin, I want to look at two different things. One is the Bitcoin ratio. So we're looking at it in Bitcoin terms, and we do that because Bitcoin's the the one that moves the most, and these are measured against. So if you're growing in Bitcoin, then you're doing well in your investments. US dollars, I think you guys know my position on that. Easy to say you're making money in US dollars, but if you're not, if something else is making money faster or at a greater pace, then you want to be in that, or measure against that at least. So consolidation pattern here, guys. We do have a really just stokes that are embedded, so this is going to wind up and come up. So I would suspect that you probably would see a move up to here at the very least. There's probably a good likelihood for that. So that's going to be at this we're going to call that about 0.0182, somewhere in there. So for the Bitcoin ratio, LTC BTC, for Litecoin itself, again, what's going to be key for it is breaking out through this fib bear zone here. And then breaking, once we break up above this, then I think you're going to start seeing a run. So definitely would probably be looking at something that runs right back up into this 300, 320 level. So we're just consolidating, and that looks a lot like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's consolidating too. So I think that, and again, Bitcoin's winding up on the 4-hour. And when we see that happen, you get these pops. So I would suspect that Bitcoin may press and challenge this 16,200 level. If it does that, I don't necessarily think we're going to race off and make new highs right away. What we could do is maybe bump up into this zone. I'm looking actually for a run here first and then down. And that could create a larger pennant formation, that something along these lines here. And then we bounce in that for a little bit more before ultimately testing all-time highs again. That's really what the setup is looking a lot like. So on the 4-hour, we're getting bullish, and we see something like that happen. So that's pretty much what we're looking at as of today, early morning Eastern time. So we'll see how that plays out. As far as our magic channel, I'll cover that really quickly, then I'll let you guys go. And it's turned up, so our low side is about 4,000 or 14,000. If we got a dip down there, definitely be looking to swing trade that higher. And at 16,286, I would not really want to short that, because we'd be attacking that 16,200 level again. And usually if Bitcoin's attacking a level for like the third time or so, get out of the way. The way I'd look at it, I'd be surprised if that held again if it ran up there. So I wouldn't be so much of a fan of fading that part of the channel. Be more of a fan of attacking along down here if we got down to that level. So we'll keep tabs on that. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. We also too have a new link for Bitcoin IRAs down below. So we partnered up with this company, and so basically what you can do is, if you're in a 401k that's traditional, and you're, obviously it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that the Bitcoin levels, or I'm sorry, the Bitcoin moves have been paling your traditional 401k portfolio by comparison. So opportunity to be able to switch into that and expose yourself to the gains that we see in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is volatile, no doubt, so you got to do your homework. But this company, they're solid, and I think that if you want to expose yourself in that part of your portfolio to Bitcoin, now you have the opportunity to do so. So the link's down below if you want to check that out. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Helps us get these videos out to you guys every day. All right, guys, until the next video, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.